foot entrapment scenario like this is the most dangerous, scary situation that we can encounter. If you can wrap that around you, wrap it around you. And hold it!
We're good. If you find yourself taking a swim that you didn't necessarily want to take, a lot of things can happen.
The spectrum runs from you might just slow yourself down and ruin your day, all the way to, death.
Swiftwater Safety Institute is a professional training organization. Swiftwater is defined by the National Fire Protection Association as water that's actually moving at a rate greater than 1.15 miles per hour.
Hang on, guys. Yeah. We're almost there.
We got 3 days, action-packed, a class full of students training for river rescues. We'll train U.S. military special forces, we'll train fire departments, EMS personnel, police and fire, commercial river guides. We train recreational river users.
My name's Rich Nichols, and I'm from West Jordan, Utah. In 2020, I found myself unemployed. I'm at a point in my life where to restart something over is a little challenging. If there's one positive thing that happened to me out of this, it gave me some new direction. I decided I wanted to get into some guiding.
I got you.
This morning we're at Big Bend Campground here on the Colorado River. It's just about 7 miles upstream from Moab. Today's training is mainly focused on being in the water. So self-rescue and buddy rescue.
We're going to do what we call an adventure swim. So work on our body positioning while we're in the water. Work on what's safe, what's acceptable, and what's not.
So the ideal way for a swiftwater entry move, or the way that you're going to jump into a water, you want your PFD, which is the life jacket, to hit the water first. Kind of keep your arms crossed up in front of your face as you're jumping into the water and trying to kind of skip out into the rapid a little bit.
We're going to introduce some ropes in the form of throw bags.
I would consider the throw bag to be the most basic rescue device. A throw bag is simply a bag, and inside of it is a length of floating rope. You would throw that bag of rope to somebody, hopefully landing really on them or very near to them. They would grab that, and now we have a connection between ourselves and that person in the water, where we can swing them into shore.
Rope! Thank you.
If you go out there, you have your throw bag, but you haven't been practicing, you throw and you miss, you haven't helped the situation at all. You might have made it more dangerous.
Secondary! Secondary! Okay, I got it.
You have an opportunity to fail and people to support you to fail. I definitely failed a couple times throwing the throw bag, but then I also got it.
Hey, my foot's caught! I need a rope or something! 1, 2, hey, give it at ya! Scott, if you can wrap that around you, wrap it around you! And hold it!
We're going to be working on how to extricate someone who may have caught a foot in the river and become entrapped.
A foot entrapment scenario like this is the most dangerous, scary situation that we encounter in Swiftwater rescue, because you've got a person out there with a compromised or no airway whatsoever, so you have seconds or minutes to establish an airway and save that person's life. You can't hold it much longer! What do I do with this? Hold on tight! Can you hold on to it? My foot's still caught! Never ever put your feet down in moving water. If you're not in control, that's how this situation gets out of control, is when you put your feet down on the bottom of the river, you get jammed between two rocks or under a rock, and then we have a real life scenario. That's terrifying.
Okay, try to bring him in, somebody help him.
It was a little bit too aggressive water for him, and so we decided that what we'd do is we'd set a human wedge up in front of that particular person to give a water break.
So we got our 6-person wedge. We may add 2 people in the back. They're going to act as rescuers.
I had no idea just the amount of physical exertion it was going to take just on that front person to be at the front of that wedge.
Billy, help!
You definitely want a bigger person, but you also want a physically fit person that's going to be able to kind of muscle against that current.
I was getting tired.
Nice work. Awesome rescue.
We're gonna have a river trip, about an 8-mile river trip. What that allows us to do is to get out there and flip some of these big rafts over and practice riding those and the techniques involved with that.
So we had, kind of mayhem in the water. We had 8 different people in the water, 8 different paddles. We took our paddles and stuck them under the gig line and then pulled back to reset the raft upright in the water. And then a couple of people were able to get in, other people were attempting to get in as well. The people that were already in the raft were helping those people get in.
It's a pretty chaotic situation, so we want to just kind of make that a little bit more static and make some of those decisions easier and give them somewhat of a format to follow while they're flipping this boat.
We're going to build a tension diagonal, and that's going to be used to move gear or people across the river. There you go. We're going to be working on some knots. So we're going to set up our 3-to-1 mechanical advantage just to gain a little bit of force.
One of the specific knots we'll be teaching them is this double fisherman's on a bend, and then you pull it together.
It's used to join 2 ropes, but mainly to create a pressic loop. You kind of drape that cord over a line, and it wraps like 3 times and then pulls tight. It's a friction hitch, so that when it's under tension, it bites down on another line, and we can pull it in a couple different directions. When we don't have tension on it, we can loosen it and slide it either direction, up or down that line that we're connecting to. Say I were alone and I can pull on a rope with 100 pounds of force. Through a mechanical advantage system, I can generate a larger force.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, set the brake. We're gonna clip that pressic loop with a carabiner onto that rope. We're gonna walk out as far as we can. We're not even gonna be clipping in to like down by that wave down there. Yep. And then it's gonna be left shoulder, just like this. It's gonna set your body a little weird. You're gonna feel sideways to the current. It's gonna help push you across. Try to keep your whole body on the downstream side of this rope.
We're going to teach students how to deploy with what's called a live bait tether, so they can be tethered onto their life jacket with the rope and actually go swimming after somebody.
It's all patience. All patience. Okay, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Sneak out there, wait. Okay, now keep going.
Doing the live bait recoveries, it was challenging. You had a swimmer that was out in some swift water moving past you, and you needed to get to him and drag him back in as quickly as possible.
After we make contact, give him a little bit there, Frenchie. That's probably good when you are, bud.
That was the real deal right there.
When you come into this class as any level of user, you're gonna walk away with a more developed skill set than you showed up with. And we see that from a lot of folks. They just go, I had no idea, I didn't know that. Quite a few people, probably 5,000 to 6,000 students have gone through our training program. And those are the same students that work as river rangers, that get jobs working for search and rescue units, that end up going to the military, that work for the Coast Guard.
Well, Rich, I know you're just starting off on new little adventure here, so I hope this was a great way to kick it.
So I found a guiding job here in Moab. I'm doing a solid for a full year, and this training is going to be able to help me in making proper decisions when I'm out on the water and keep myself and my guests safe at the same time.